Welcome back to Sunday Night in America.
Let me ask you, did you, on November 13th, 2022, enter the residence at 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho, with the intent to commit the felony crime of murder?
Yes.
That is a change of plea hearing. Bryan Kohberger was facing death for murdering 4 Idaho college students. Some family members are justifiably unhappy with the decision to take death off the table. The time to have tough conversations is before you seek the death penalty. Once it's announced, expectations are set. Yes, death takes a long time. Yes, it makes the trial more complicated, but prosecutors already know that beforehand. So why the change? Was there some evidentiary issue that arose? Did something significant change? I do not like bargaining for life by threatening death. It's not fair to the families or to the public. If murdering 4 students doesn't warrant society's ultimate punishment, what does? In New York, Sean Combs may go to prison, but not for long. He was facing life, but the jury acquitted him of the most serious charges. Did the prosecution overreach, or was this just a close call that went the defendant's way? Joining us is former police officer and current attorney Paul Mauro. Welcome, Counselor. Thank you for joining us. Why the change of plea in Idaho? Why notice the case, build family expectations, and then take a plea?
Yeah, it's really befuddling, and those of us who are watching the case closely were as shocked as anybody. It does appear that about half the families were okay with the plea, half were not. But it was a very strange time to go that route. We were on the eve of trial, realistically. My own sort of sense here is that the deal had been on the table potentially for a while, because it came not long after the defense lost their last Hail Mary evidentiary motion when they tried to present the idea that there were 4 other possibles, 4 counter-narratives that would have led to 4 other potential perpetrators. Once they lost that, because there was no evidence of it, all of a sudden this deal came together. And it does seem to feel like perhaps the prosecution had a vulnerability. Maybe they were worried about the fact that this DNA technology is relatively new. The genetic investigation technology that they used, that was actually done by the FBI. You have state federal issues there, which can be very difficult. And there was also the issue of the leak investigation. If you recall, Congressman, we had leaks that led to television specials right on the eve of trial here, and the judge asked both sides, but he seemed to be addressing the defense more by saying, do you want me to appoint a special prosecutor to look into what happened here? All of a sudden, it got very muddy. You had this collateral issue of this leak, and I think that maybe the prosecutors took a step back and said, you know what, this is the cleanest thing we're going to get, take the deal.
I just wish they had reached that conclusion ahead of time, Paul. I mean, I used to do death penalty cases. Once you set expectations, it is so difficult on the family. Let me ask you about Sean Combs. Jay Clayton is one of the nicest, kindest, best lawyers I know. He's the acting U.S. attorney in Manhattan. I mean, just because you lose a case or get a not guilty verdict does not mean necessarily that the case should not have been brought. But it may. What's your sense on whether or not the government overreached on these charges, or was it just a jump ball that didn't go their way?
It sounds like you and I are on the same page with this one, because, you know, let's face facts here. This was probably a state case that should have been brought relative to that video that we saw with Cassie, and then stuff that they found with the search warrants, drugs, and guns. A lot of people in law enforcement have been hearing a lot of things about this guy down through the years. And look, let's defend the federal government here and the Southern District. Now, we've been plenty hard on James Comey, who, former head of the FBI. His daughter was the lead prosecutor here. It would be very easy to say, look at this, the Comeys go after low-hanging fruit. But you know what? At least they tried. I suspect that what happened here is they began to get some of this evidence. They saw the tape, the Cassie tape, and they said to themselves, you know what? If we do a RICO, that allows us to reach backwards to defeat the statute of limitations, to show this continuing pattern. Now, was it an overreach? It probably was. It certainly was in the eyes of the jury. And there could have been, I think, maybe a better way to charge this case. But at the end of the day, they were sitting on evidence that showed that this guy's depredations were legion. They felt like it had to be brought. And, you know, I have to tell you, from where I sit, I think the judge agrees, because this is why the judge remanded him and held him in custody. And I think he's going to get more than a slap on the wrist here. I think that, you know, on the 2 lower charges, demand charges, I think he's likely going to get a year or 2.
I hope he gets the maximum just for hitting Cassie Ventura. And you're right, the best prosecutor I ever saw lost a number of cases. Paul Mauro, thank you again for sharing your legal advice with us, especially on a holiday weekend.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.